Hi cuties. The thing we're gonna be talking about today is why we need more groups like TXT today. We needed them yesterday. We need them now. It's really undeniable that TXT are incredibly talented, and probably not every company would be able to put a group like that on a whim. TXT does not have fixed positions, and I've been the biggest supporter of no positions in a band ever. My boys from TXT do not have fixed positions, and I consider that a goddamn blessing. Outside of it being very versatile and creative, it also gives them opportunity for much better compositions, much better production, because they do not always have to force the rapper position somewhere, which we all know at least one song where the rap part is completely out of the place and is like putting the song from 8 down to 4. And yes, I completely get that it's pretty difficult to put together a group like that, but it's why it's so special and why they're so good. So let me give you a really good example. We're gonna be reacting to TXT Farewell Neverland. A lot of you suggested Sugar Rush Ride, and I actually made a whole analysis and reaction to Sugar Rush Ride on my Patreon. So if you want to see that, it's gonna be linked down in the description. But I wanted to choose Farewell Neverland because it's a little bit more vocally heavy song, and we can really see the positions interlocking or no positions functionality much better. So let's get into that. Okay, so this is my first time listening to this song as well.
And I'm free falling. 별들은 모두 편히 차렴 till I'll be calling.
Honestly, with Yeonjun, and I hope I'm gonna be pronouncing every name correctly. I know some of them a little better by now, but I'm still learning the names properly. Yeonjun is recently, I mean, he had always had a very stylized singing, and he does play around with a lot of different textures and embellishments a lot. You can hear his work with breath. There was a little bit of stylized restriction right there, and some fry, and just overall he's going for aesthetics 100%. But what a lot of people pointed out that recently he is challenging himself more and more vocally. So he's not just doing the fancy fun stuff, but he's actually dwelling more into more difficult, more challenging vocal parts, and I love to see that.
So where I go, 여기는 home. 두려워도 난 더 아래로. And I'll never let my love.
With Soobin, his vocal qualities, especially this comeback, and especially in Sugar Rush Ride, and all of this album is coming out so incredibly strong. He does use a little bit of an elevated larynx to make his sound very bright and very, very positive. So instead, it goes, right? It is much brighter, but at the same time, his approach to higher tones, and I've heard him even do quite a lot of rougher textures in the Sugar Rush Ride. I was really surprised. A lot of them did more textures than I was used to. For me, these were more of a pretty singers with very clean tones, sometimes a little bit of airy tones, and suddenly we're getting textures, we're getting a little fries here and there. I love it. Taehyun is a blessing for TXT. He has a very textured voice. He has a lot of huskiness in it, which is kind of creating an kind of opposite sides to Yeonjun and Soobin, and is balancing them beautifully. In Sugar Rush Ride, we have a gorgeous texture and color he created exactly with Soobin. It was insane. Their colors are playing so well together, and with the tiny harmonies, they can create some magic for real. Also, his smile dips, He has smile dips while singing. Look at that. I know you can probably see it not very well. And I'm sorry about that, but this is the only way I can get it to you. But if you go to watch the original video, this man has natural smile dips while singing. How lucky is that? Both Beomgyu. I am so sorry, the pronunciation has to suck. So, both Beomgyu and Taehyung are kind of serving as a fake bass, so they're not a true bass, but they are grounding the group, right? Both has a little huskiness, they have very natural, earthy quality, both of them, and that balance is very much needed, very, very much needed, especially if you have playful and really like out there tonal qualities like Yeonjun and Subin. It is very, also Kai, all in all. Yeah, Kai also has a much brighter, softer, well, Kai is the softer side of this entire group. Let's hear him. Oh no, Yeonjun. What I like about Kai is that he has this sweet, nice, clean, stable tone, but recently we're getting more and more rough textures from him. And it's giving the whole thing so much drive and fun. I am so here for it. I love it. Especially when we have voices like Kai has, like the more softer, sweeter tone. When you add a little bit texture to it, it's just so sudden and unexpected. Pretty open little belts. It was not necessarily too high, but I like that siren kind of effect that is creating the background. Sometimes with TXT, especially in this song, you do not know what is actually a melody in full word and what is the ad-lib. It's just actively interchanging. Good climb down from the head voice down into his natural, and you didn't hear any like voice break that would be right there. Well, everybody has a passage and everybody has basically that voice break area where it kind of is weaker and you need to practice it a lot. And that descending there was pretty good. You could hear the change in tonal quality when he switched right into this lower register, but you couldn't hear any obvious break. Very fluent, very well done. With Beomgyu, a lot of times when he goes into higher spaces, he disperses the tone in a little bit more air. And it's not always an issue of skill or technique. He can have both of that. He just can be lacking a little bit more notch, you know, a little bit more confidence that, yes, you can pull those notes in a clean tone and they're going to be sounding great. You don't really have to worry about that. But Beomgyu is like a baby of the group. 땅을 향했던 속력 Time to fall, it's time Neverland my life 이젠 안녕 And I'm free falling 별들아 모두 편히 차려 Feel I'll be calling No matter where I go 여긴 너 home 두려워도 난 더 아래로 The one and only thing that I'm a little bit worried about Subin is his posture. You can tell that he has his head very much in forward and his shoulders are a little elevated. So he still has, it can be from either stage fright or a little bit of a stress from, you know, singing. A lot of people cope differently with stress from, you know, from performance. Okay, but at the same time, yes, it can be also when you are really into music and you're completely immersed, your posture can go really bad. It's all about a habit for sure. When I reacted to them before on Patreon, I reacted to a couple of their live performances, and this is something that I noticed very actively about him, that the head goes very much forward and a little bit of an elevation of the shoulders. It does not write off on his singing. It's just something that I personally noticed. I love this version. Also, it sounds so good. I really have to say, and now don't come for me in the comments, okay? This is just from my personal point of view. I feel that I see the most growth in Yeonjun and Kai. I mean, Subin's been always a great singer, of course. And Beomgyu and Taehyung are the base for TXT. But I really have to say that I'm particularly really proud of Yeonjun and Kai. I feel like they're so just brave, very playful. They go all out, they're having fun, and they're experimenting a lot with their voices. Again, I was really impressed by how Kai was going all out with trying different textures and even rougher textures in his voice. And Yeonjun is really trying to challenge himself more vocally. We've heard a lot of falsetto from him. I've heard a lot of riffs, some runs. We've got well-supported belty tones in both Farewell and Sugar Rush Ride. And I think this is his comeback. Like, he is putting all the cards on the table. So tell me down in the comments, how do you like TXT? Do you think a group can really benefit from not having fixed positions? And also give me some groups down in the comments which you would actually think that they would absolutely thrive if they would not have fixed positions. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe right here. Here's the video that YouTube actually recommends for you, and here is the rest of my Korean reactions. Please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you next time.